It was a quiet, misty evening by the shores of Galilee. The sea stretched before the disciples like a mirror under the moonlight, calm and peaceful. They had witnessed countless miracles, yet nothing could prepare them for what they were about to experience. As the night wore on, a strange unease filled the air, followed by sudden storm clouds gathering above the waters. Waves started crashing against their boat, fierce and unyielding. The disciples struggled to stay afloat, their hearts pounding with fear. In the midst of the chaos, a figure appeared in the distance. At first, they thought it was an illusion, a trick of the storm or a ghost rising from the depths. But as the figure moved closer, something about it felt unmistakably familiar. The disciples froze, watching in disbelief as the figure seemed to glide across the waves, untouched by the turmoil around them. Peter squinted through the rain and wind. It's him," he whispered, awestruck. "It's Jesus." There he was, their teacher, walking calmly atop the raging waves, undisturbed by the storm. The sight filled them with wonder and mystery. Why would he come to them this way, and how was he defying the very laws of nature? "Take courage," Jesus called out, his voice somehow cutting through the howl of the wind. "It is I, do not be afraid." Peter's heart leapt. The very sight of Jesus seemed to dissolve his fear, replacing it with an unexpected courage. He called out, "Lord, if it's really you, let me come to you on the water." "Come," Jesus replied, his tone steady and inviting. Peter took a tentative step over the side of the boat, his heart racing. For a moment, he felt the impossible beneath his feet, the solid strength of the water holding him up, as if it had become a firm path. His mind raced with questions, none of which he could answer. All he knew was that in this strange, miraculous moment, Jesus was teaching him something profound. But as Peter looked away from Jesus, glancing down at the waves crashing beneath him, his fear crept back. The solid feeling vanished, and he started to sink. Panic set in, and he cried out, "Lord, save me." Instantly, Jesus reached out and caught him. His eyes were gentle but questioning. "You of little faith," he said softly, "why did you doubt?" As they climbed back into the boat, the storm ceased. The waves calmed, and a profound stillness settled over the sea. The disciples stared at Jesus. The wonder of what they'd witnessed lingering in the air. Walking on water was something they had never imagined. It defied every natural law they knew. It was as though Jesus was showing them a hidden dimension of reality, one where faith could bridge the gap between the impossible and the possible. They pondered what the moment truly meant. Was this miracle a mere demonstration of power? Or was it a message, a revelation about faith, fear, and the nature of reality itself? Jesus wasn't bound by the physical limits that confined them. In the quiet of that moment, the disciples began to sense that Jesus was more than a man. His connection to the divine was deeper than they had imagined, and his command over nature hinted at mysteries beyond human understanding. Peter and the others exchanged glances, humbled by the experience. It wasn't just a miracle. It was an invitation to trust, to have faith that there were powers beyond what they could see or understand. Jesus had revealed, in his mysterious walk across the waves, a glimpse of something profound, the power of belief to transcend fear and even nature itself. As they rowed back to shore in silence, each of them carried the memory of that night, etched forever in their hearts. Jesus had shown them that the world was not just as it appeared, that sometimes what seemed impossible could be made possible through faith. And from that moment on, they looked at him with a deeper awe, knowing that he carried within him mysteries they had only begun to understand.